What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a very informal video. It's not really idle chatter. It's not really an episode. I was originally going to do a real episode with like 5 things you can do with video games, and I just really didn't care for the script. But the ideas were there, and I figured instead of just losing the script, I'd basically talk to you guys about it here, and try and keep you guys entertained, if you will, along with some updates and cool things going on behind the scenes. So I know right now we're all going stir crazy. As a half introverted homebody, I don't want to be inside anymore. I want to go outside. I want to run and play. I want to stand in lines. I want to be in a restaurant. I want to be in a movie theater. Um, but obviously we can't do that because yay, Corona. So in realizing that there are quite a bit of people that will not be playing Doom and Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy VII Remake, I realize that they might be getting that like water everywhere and not a drop to drink vibe. So in trying to figure out how to push one's game library, regardless of how big or small it is, things that you could do to entertain yourself as we try and get through this frickin' shelter in place and virus scare. So, if you have already done what you want to do with your video games, some of the couple of the cool things you can do, and this is why I write scripts now, is first of all, play the game you've never played that you've always wanted to play, especially if you can buy it off the digital stores. If you don't want to go to GameStop or Walmart or wherever, now is the time. Like if there was one game, it doesn't matter what game, no matter what it is, if you've never had the chance to play it, go and play it now. That was essentially me with Life is Strange 2, and I'm actually playing FIFA 96 right now on the PlayStation and losing horribly. But now is the time to do that, like, because once we get out of this shelter at home, ain't no one going to want to sit in front of their video games. They're going to want to be outside and just enjoying life and other people and parties and family gatherings and so forth. The second idea was, if you're a sports fan, I know it's rough for you guys. I can only imagine the withdrawal you're going through. But especially with modern day games, like on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, if you guys are looking for something fun to do, basically take your favorite sports game, start a season, but then instead of playing the game, just set the controller to CPU so the game plays itself. That way you can sit back, have a beer, eat some chips, and basically watch your favorite team play digitally. What's nice too is if you have a collection that goes back the years, every sports game behind me is 20 plus years old, which means they're an interactive baseball card. Like, you can throw in bases loaded 96 and basically watch, albeit a lot worse graphics and camera angles, but you can watch 5-year-old baseball players do their thing. You can see Comiskey still being Comiskey Park, etc. Like, there's really cool things you can do. Plus, if you at least have a bigger family or brothers and sisters that enjoy sports, grab some bags of candy, bet on the games. What are you going to do? You're stuck inside. One of the other ones that is what I'm going to be working on is basically pushing your games to their absolute maximum. Now, this goes back to the creating your own trophies video I did a little while ago. But if you have a favorite video game and you think you've played it completely, you probably haven't. Like, if you have a favorite fighting game, beat the game with no continues, ending every round on a super, or no continues and ending each round perfectly, like no damage whatsoever. If you like playing Final Fantasy 1, get to level 50 and max out all the items to 99 each. My personal goal right now is I'm going to be eventually reloading Mass Effect Andromeda for my third playthrough, and maxing out all of the research purchases you can make. I'm actually almost there. I think I'm like 15 to 20% left. So that way I can knock that out and get the last achievement for the 3 romance options and call that a day. There's so many things you can do to max out one of your favorite games and like play it a way you haven't played it, or like you haven't thought about playing it, which leads into the second thing, is basically become your own evil twin, or good twin in this case. In games like Mass Effect, Fallout, to a degree Life is Strange, you have and The Witcher, I think The Witcher, um, you have these morality choices. So like you can be Paragon, Renegade, you can be the savior of the wasteland or the murderer of the wasteland, blah blah blah. Usually those games are done where it's you're just all good or all bad or neutral. Now is the time to go replay one of those games and make all the choices you didn't want to make. Like for me, that would be like being a 98% Renegade in Mass Effect. Um, the first time I tried being bad in a video game was Fallout 3 because I wanted some of the achievements. And the first thing I did was stick the grenade in the person's pocket to make them explode. And I felt so bad I deleted the save data. But if you're looking for something to do, be the opposite. Be your evil twin. Be your good twin. However you want to play. It's all good. There was a fifth one, and I can't remember it now, so we're going to skip that. As far as behind the scenes and updates go, Polymega, Polymagi officially just sent out the first Wave 1 beta units to a small set of people. They're mainly focused on the Japanese games, especially the Japanese PlayStation 1 library, which is like 3,000 freaking systems, or games, 3,000 systems, 3,000 games. If you go to Polymega's Twitter account, they posted the first 6 people who got them, so you can follow them, see what they're doing. There's one I actually heard of. Most of them are fairly small, or like they're not enablers, what would you call them? Influencers. So it's pretty cool to see that, they're actually targeting normal people, which means I have a chance in Wave 2. Wave 2 is sometime in May. So, stay up to date. Hopefully I get in a little bit early. That's really interesting. I'm really curious to see how they view the controller, because the controller looks really nice for the base unit, kind of like a 360 controller. And as long as that is all good, I think I'm pretty much going to enjoy that system once it comes in. Behind the scenes has been crazy. Because I'm on mostly furlough, I have had a lot of extra time to mess with. The majority of that time has been spent on GameRave.com, finally adding in the demos, adding in more games to Living History Project, re-adding games that were already made from the original restart, if you will. If you haven't seen the social media posts, we just passed 600 games retail, and I think we're at 90 demos? No. Maybe. I think it's something like that. Like some are in a high number. And as the days keep going on, I'm going to keep just pushing and pushing and pushing to get as much stuff on there as I can before everything goes back to normal. So we're in really good standing there. There are a couple of older pages like SNK versus Capcom and Tomb Raider 1 and Final Fantasy 7, ironically, that I won't be able to put up right away because in redoing the pages for the new site, what I would do is I would go grab all the games off the shelf, put them in front of me, go grab the old page information, and just make sure everything's okay. And I noticed with Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy especially, either I somehow gained a duplicate copy of each one and didn't catalog it, or I forgot to take out the duplicate when I had replaced it from a previous time. So I need to sit down and just completely rescan in everything, get a good beat on what I need to do. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like, I don't know if I don't know if you guys have been with me only with the YouTube channel, but GameRave.com has been through at least 4 revisions, give or take, and we already passed the number a long time ago. But like literally, I can tell you right now, at 600 games and 90 demos, this is the most I've ever had on the site, especially with the variants and the screenshots and trivia and all that good stuff. So it's coming along really cool. Besides the YouTube channel and the website, I've started what we'll say is 2 unobtainable projects. The one is, neither of them are going to be done anytime soon. Like if I can get close to within a year's time of finishing this, like I'll be impressed. But in going back to what I said about how pushing your games further, I'm trying to find new ways to keep pushing my library past its breaking point. Like what information can I pull out of it and just keep cramming and filling and like squeeze every last drop. Like I can tell you right now, I'm the only person that knows how to unlock stuff in racing. Like, it's ridiculous. Um, so while I won't discuss what I'm doing with what is essentially technically 4 projects, but it's in reality 2 if you condense, um, if I am able to actually see it through, um, the main big project would be awesome and would be finally something that people have been asking me for since I started GameRave.com. And unfortunately, like I said, I'm barely like into the baby steps of the first part of what would be like a lot of parts. Probably, if you want to break it down in numbers, it would be 12 times, let's say 10, just to round up. There's about 120 parts, and I am basically in the baby steps of part 1. So that's not going to be for a while. The other 3 projects can all be merged into one subgroup, if you will. That's going to just require brute force, but brute force with repetition. And last night I did it with the first 5 demos I grabbed off the shelf, and it took longer than I thought it would. So yeah, but I can tell you right now, if I can keep going and just do what I'm doing, which is essentially just to kill boredom, but still have it be usable by someone, when it reaches its apex, it will be the most in-depth thing all 12 of you will use by the time I'm finished, because by that time no one's going to give a care about it. So we'll see. Other than that, we're getting by. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments section. This has just been an absolute crazy time in my life. At the age of 43, I've been through I've been through 9/11. I've been through a whole bunch of wars. When I was born, it was the absolute coldest day of the year in Chicago, and it snowed like crazy. I am no stranger to just life freaking people out. I don't think I've ever been part of a quarantine, if you will, and just the impact it's having on people's lives and livelihoods, and jobs, and it's no longer terrifying or concerning. It's just a state of awe, and I've been doing everything I can to make sure that my livelihoods and Becky's, Mrs. Gamrave, her livelihoods are doing okay. And we are going to get through this. And since buying the condo 5 years ago, I've paid my bills every month, never thought twice about it. Everything's fine. Might have to eat ramen once or twice, be good with it. And this was the first time in paying all my bills on time as usual, but where I really had to sit back and think maybe I won't overpay at that couple of bucks. Maybe I'll keep that couple of bucks just in case I do need ramen, with the way some of the quarantine is working with the grocery stores and so forth. But yeah, it's just life. We're getting through. I'm doing the best I can. I hope you guys are doing the best you can. I hope you're staying sane. I know this type of environment is not for all people, and you have my utmost sympathy and condolences if this is driving you absolutely crazy. As I said before, I am a introverted homebody, and I don't want to be home or introverted anymore. So like I said, guys, in the comments section, let me know what you're playing, how you're getting through this. If you have any games that came off the top of your head with some of the cool ideas I brought up. But yeah, it's just basically me killing a Friday afternoon. Take care, guys. Be safe, honestly. Play games, and I'll see you next episode. Take care, you guys.